What if a coin sitting unnoticed in your kitchen drawer, an old jar, or a forgotten collection could be worth a life-changing amount of money? Imagine finding a simple 1-cent penny that most people would ignore, only to discover that it carries a rare secret hidden in its design, condition, or minting history. The 1979 Lincoln 1-cent penny may look ordinary at first glance, but for collectors and treasure hunters, some examples have become the center of intense interest. And the biggest question is this: could one small penny really hold a fortune? Every year, millions of Lincoln pennies are produced, and most eventually disappear into everyday transactions. They are dropped on sidewalks, tossed into cups, or forgotten in drawers. To many people, they are just spare change. But history has proven one important lesson again and again. The coins people overlook today can become the treasures collectors search for tomorrow. The 1979 Lincoln penny was produced during a fascinating period in American coin history. It featured the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the front, a design that had already become a symbol of American heritage for decades. On the reverse, the traditional Lincoln memorial represented strength, unity, and the legacy of one of America's most respected leaders. But here is where the story becomes interesting. Not every coin leaving the United States Mint is perfectly identical. During the minting process, small mistakes, unusual characteristics, or rare variations can create coins that stand apart from millions of others. For collectors, those differences can transform an ordinary penny into something extraordinary. The 1979 no-mint mark Lincoln penny has attracted attention because collectors carefully examine these coins for unique qualities. A missing mint mark by itself does not always mean a coin is rare, because many Philadelphia minted pennies from this era naturally carried no mint mark. But when combined with exceptional condition, unusual errors, or other rare characteristics, the value can rise dramatically. And this is the part where many people make a costly mistake. They assume old coins must look ancient to be valuable. They search only for coins covered in age and dirt. But sometimes the real treasures are hiding in plain sight, looking almost too normal to notice. The penny that buys almost nothing today could represent a fascinating piece of American history. Think about it. How many times have people emptied their pockets without looking closely? How many old coin collections have been passed down without anyone realizing what they contain? A simple habit of checking your change could separate a spender from a collector. But there is an important detail every treasure hunter needs to understand. A coin's value is not determined only by its year. Collectors consider several factors, including rarity, condition, demand, authenticity, and whether the coin has a verified error or special feature. A worn example may be worth only a small amount, while an exceptional specimen with the right characteristics can attract serious attention from collectors and investors. This is why professional collectors spend countless hours studying coins under magnification. They are not just looking at pennies. They are searching for history, mistakes, and stories hidden inside metal. Now imagine finding a 1979 Lincoln penny that looks different from the millions of others. Maybe it has an unusual strike, a rare error, or a level of preservation that makes experts take notice. That single discovery could turn a forgotten piece of change into a valuable collectible. The possibility of hidden wealth is what keeps the world of coin collecting alive. It is not just about money. It is about curiosity, patience, and the excitement of discovering something that others ignored. So before you throw away that old jar of pennies, before you dismiss the coins sitting in your home, take another look. That small copper-colored piece could be carrying a story from America's past, and perhaps even a surprising value waiting to be uncovered. The next great coin discovery may not be locked away in a museum. It may not be buried underground. It could be sitting quietly in someone's home right now, waiting for the person who knows exactly what to look for. And the question is simple. Will you be the one who finds it? Imagine finding a simple penny hiding in a jar, a drawer, or even your pocket change, only to discover that this tiny piece of copper-colored history could be worth a life-changing fortune. It sounds impossible, almost like something from a movie, but rare coin collectors know that extraordinary treasures can sometimes appear in the most ordinary places. And today, We are uncovering the mystery behind the 1985 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that has captured the attention of collectors searching for hidden value in everyday money. For most people, a penny is just a penny. It gets tossed into containers, forgotten in old wallets, or left behind under car seats. But experienced collectors see something different. They see a story. They see a piece of American history. They see the possibility that one overlooked coin could completely change someone's financial future. And this is where many people make their biggest mistake. They look at a penny, see the date, and immediately decide it is worthless. But what if that tiny coin sitting unnoticed in your collection has a detail you never noticed before? What if the difference between a common penny and a valuable collector piece is hidden in a few seconds of careful inspection? Think about it. People spend hours searching for opportunities to improve their finances, yet some overlook the coins already sitting around them. It is almost funny when you think about it. Someone might spend $5 on a coffee every morning but ignore a small pile of pennies that could deserve a closer look. The excitement of coin collecting comes from the unknown. Every old coin carries a question. Where has it been? Who held it? How long was it circulating before someone realized it was special? The 1985 no-mint mark Lincoln penny became a topic of interest among collectors because certain examples with unusual characteristics and exceptional quality have attracted serious attention in the marketplace. Some rare coin discoveries have reached incredible prices at auctions, with the most extraordinary examples of collectible coins bringing values that seem unbelievable compared to their original 1-cent face value. But finding a valuable coin is not about luck alone. Knowledge is the real advantage. Collectors know to examine details carefully. They look for unusual doubling, strong strikes, unexpected errors, original surfaces, and coins preserved in remarkable condition. A common-looking penny can become a collector's dream when it contains the right combination of rarity and demand. And here is the question that could change how you see your loose change forever. How many valuable coins have passed through your hands without you realizing it? The truth is, valuable pennies are not always sitting behind museum glass. Some are discovered in old collections, forgotten boxes, inherited coin jars, and everyday places where nobody thinks to search. The possibility of a major discovery is what keeps collectors looking. It is not just about money. It is about uncovering a forgotten piece of American history and recognizing something others ignored. So before you throw away that old jar of pennies or leave those coins untouched in a drawer, take another look. The next great discovery might not come from a treasure chest buried underground. It might come from the small change you already own. Because sometimes the difference between an ordinary penny and an extraordinary one is just one detail waiting to be discovered. And the person who finds it could be the one who was willing to look a little closer. What if the ordinary penny sitting in your kitchen drawer, old coin jar, or forgotten collection could be worth far more than its 1-cent face value? Imagine reaching into your pocket, finding a small copper-colored coin, and discovering that it could be connected to a rare mistake, a hidden story, and a life-changing opportunity. For collectors and treasure hunters across America, the search for valuable pennies is not just about coins. It is about uncovering history, recognizing overlooked treasures, and understanding that sometimes the smallest objects can hold the biggest surprises. The 1997 Lincoln 1-cent penny with no mint mark is one of the coins that has captured the attention of many collectors and enthusiasts searching for unusual pieces. At first glance, it looks like a normal penny produced during the late 1990s. Millions of Lincoln cents were made during this era, and most of them remain common today. But in the world of coin collecting, the difference between an ordinary coin and a valuable treasure often comes down to details that most people never notice. That tiny missing letter, unusual marking, or unexpected production mistake can completely change the story of a coin. And here is where things get interesting. Most people see a penny and think, it's only 1 cent, but collectors know better. A rare coin is not valuable because of what it was worth when it was made. It is valuable because of what makes it different. A simple coin can become a piece of history when rarity, condition, and collector demand come together. The 1997 no-mint mark Lincoln penny represents the kind of discovery that keeps treasure hunters searching through old collections, inherited coin jars, and forgotten household containers. Because many valuable coins are not found in museums or professional collections. Some are discovered in places where nobody thought to look. But before you imagine every 1997 penny being worth a fortune, there is an important lesson every serious collector understands. Not every coin with a missing mint mark or unusual appearance automatically becomes a million-dollar discovery. The true value comes from verified rarity, exceptional condition, and professional evaluation. The coins that create headlines are usually the ones with something extraordinary. A dramatic minting error, a rare variation, or a condition so impressive that collectors compete aggressively to own it. In the highest levels of coin collecting, competition can push prices into unbelievable territory. And that leads to the question every treasure hunter wants answered. Could a 1997 no-mint mark Lincoln penny become one of those unforgettable discoveries? The answer depends on the details hidden beneath the surface. A serious collector examines the coin carefully. They look at the strike quality, the condition, the surface preservation, and whether any unusual characteristics are genuine. A coin that appears ordinary under normal lighting can reveal a completely different story under expert examination. This is why knowledge is the greatest tool in coin hunting. The people who find valuable coins are not always the ones with the largest collections. They are the ones who pay attention. They understand that history leaves behind clues, and sometimes those clues are hiding in plain sight. The excitement of rare coin collecting comes from one powerful idea. The next great discovery could happen anywhere. It could come from an inherited collection, a garage sale find, or a forgotten penny kept for decades. So before you throw away old coins or ignore the change sitting around your home, take a closer look. That small Lincoln penny may not just represent money. It may represent a story, a piece of American history, and the possibility of discovering something truly remarkable. The world of rare coins rewards curiosity, patience, and attention to detail. Because every treasure has a beginning, and sometimes that beginning starts with something as simple as a 1-cent penny. The question is, will you be the person who recognizes it when you find it? Imagine finding a simple 1-cent coin hiding in your pocket, a coin most people would ignore, toss aside, or leave forgotten in a drawer. Now imagine that same tiny piece of copper-colored history becoming the key to a discovery worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The truth is, some Lincoln pennies have shocked collectors, created bidding wars, and changed ordinary people's lives forever. And today, we are looking at the mysterious 2004 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that has captured the attention of treasure hunters searching for the next incredible find. At first glance, the 2004 Lincoln penny may seem completely ordinary. Millions were produced, and billions of pennies pass through American hands every year. But in the world of coin collecting, ordinary appearances can be deceiving. The smallest details can separate a common coin from a rare collectible. A missing mint mark, an unusual strike, a dramatic minting mistake, or a rare condition can transform a forgotten penny into something collectors desperately want. The Lincoln cent has been a symbol of American history for more than a century. Since 1909, the image of Abraham Lincoln has represented perseverance, leadership, and the idea that something small can have enormous meaning. Every year, these coins carry a story from the era they were created. The 2004 penny represents a modern chapter in that story, but collectors know that modern coins can sometimes hide surprising secrets. Now, here is where things get interesting. When collectors examine a 2004 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, they are not simply looking at the date. They are searching for clues. Is the missing mint mark genuine? Is the coin an unusual production error? Does it have exceptional preservation? Has it been professionally graded? These details can dramatically affect its desirability and value. And here is the question many treasure hunters ask. Could a coin sitting unnoticed in your home actually be worth far more than 1 cent? That possibility is exactly what keeps thousands of collectors checking old jars, inherited collections, and forgotten boxes of coins. Because history has proven one thing again and again. Valuable discoveries are often hiding in the places people least expect. But there is a major difference between a valuable coin and a normal pocket penny. Condition matters. Authenticity matters. Professional evaluation matters. A damaged or altered coin may have little collector interest, while a rare example with verified characteristics can attract serious attention from buyers and auction specialists. Some reports and online discussions have suggested extraordinary values for rare examples connected to the 2004 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, with figures reaching as high as $924,000 in certain claims. However, collectors understand that these exceptional prices depend on unique circumstances, including rarity, certification, demand, and competition among buyers. The most important lesson is not just the potential value, but learning what makes a coin truly special. Think about it for a moment. A penny that once bought almost nothing could represent a forgotten piece of American history. It is a reminder that wealth is not always found in obvious places. Sometimes it is discovered through patience, knowledge, and the willingness to look closer than everyone else. So before you spend that old penny jar, before you throw away coins from an estate collection, or before you ignore the change sitting in your car, take another look. That small piece of metal may not be valuable, but one unusual discovery could completely change your understanding of what is possible. The world of rare coins is filled with mysteries waiting to be uncovered. The next great discovery might already be sitting in someone's hands right now. The only question is, will you recognize it before someone else does? Imagine finding a simple penny hiding in your pocket, a forgotten jar, or an old family collection, only to discover that this tiny piece of copper-colored history could be worth a fortune. Most people see a 2005 Lincoln penny and think it is just one more coin lost in everyday transactions. But what if that ordinary-looking cent was hiding a rare mistake, a special condition, or a unique feature that collectors around the world are willing to pay extraordinary prices for? The 2005 Lincoln 1-cent penny represents an important moment in American coin history. By this time, billions of Lincoln cents had already been produced, making the average 2005 penny seem common. But in the world of coin collecting, rarity is not always about age. Sometimes the smallest details create the biggest opportunities. A missing mint mark, an unusual strike, a dramatic production error, or a coin preserved in incredible condition can completely change its story. And that is where the excitement begins. Because somewhere out there, a coin that looks like pocket change may have a secret waiting to be discovered. Think about this for a moment. How many times have you received change at a store, tossed coins into a drawer, or ignored a handful of pennies sitting around your home? Most people never look twice. They spend them without hesitation. But collectors know that every coin has a story, and sometimes the smallest details separate a 1-cent coin from a life-changing discovery. Now, here is where things get interesting. A 2005 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is not automatically valuable just because the mint mark is missing. Professional collectors carefully examine details such as the strike quality, possible errors, surface condition, and authenticity. A truly rare example with extraordinary characteristics can attract serious attention in the collector market. And this is the moment many treasure hunters miss. They are searching for old coins only by the year, but experienced collectors search for the unusual. They look for the tiny clues that others overlook. A small difference can sometimes turn an ordinary coin into a remarkable piece of American history. Could a 2005 Lincoln penny really reach a value approaching $925,000? In the world of rare coins, exceptional discoveries have surprised collectors before. Coins with unique errors, extreme rarity, and top-grade preservation have created unbelievable auction results. The key is understanding that not every coin is valuable, but the right coin with the right characteristics can become highly desirable. Here is a question worth asking yourself. What if the next rare discovery is not sitting in a museum, but sitting quietly in your own home? That old coin jar your family has ignored for years could hold something interesting. That collection passed down from a relative could deserve a closer look. Even a single penny found under a piece of furniture could be worth investigating. And remember, coins do not become valuable because someone hopes they are valuable. They become valuable when experts recognize something truly special. The smartest collectors do not rush. They learn what makes a coin unique, they compare details, and they seek professional opinions before making decisions. Cleaning a coin or changing its appearance can actually destroy important value, so careful examination is always the first step. The journey of a rare coin is about more than money. It is about history, discovery, and the possibility that something overlooked for years could suddenly become a remarkable treasure. So before you ignore another Lincoln penny, take a closer look. Check the date. Examine the details. Pay attention to anything unusual, because sometimes the difference between an ordinary coin and a collector's dream is smaller than anyone could imagine. The next valuable discovery may not be buried underground or locked away in a vault. It may be waiting quietly in your pocket, just one glance away from being found. What if a simple penny sitting in your pocket, your old coin jar, or forgotten drawer could be hiding a story worth thousands, or even a life-changing discovery? Imagine finding a 2006 Lincoln 1-cent penny that looks ordinary at first glance, but after closer inspection reveals the kind of rare characteristics that make collectors stop and pay attention. For many people, it is just a 1-cent coin. For a serious collector, it could be a piece of history waiting to be uncovered. Every year, millions of Lincoln pennies are produced, and most of them eventually disappear into circulation, becoming part of everyday life. But hidden among the billions of coins are unusual examples that spark excitement in the collecting world. The 2006 Lincoln penny is a fascinating reminder that valuable treasures are not always found in museums or buried underground. Sometimes they are hiding in plain sight. The first thing that makes collectors curious is the absence of a mint mark. A no-mint mark Lincoln penny means the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, where certain coins were historically released without a letter identifying their origin. While most 2006 Philadelphia pennies are common, collectors know that unusual examples with rare errors, exceptional condition, or unique characteristics can attract serious attention. And this is where the story becomes interesting, because the difference between an ordinary penny and a highly valuable collectible is often just one tiny detail. A missing design element, a striking mistake, an unusual surface, a rare combination of circumstances that happened during production. These small differences can transform a coin from something people ignore into something collectors compete to own. Think about that for a moment. How many times have people tossed spare change into a jar without looking twice? How many valuable coins have been spent, forgotten, or overlooked because someone assumed they were only worth 1 cent? Sometimes the biggest mistake is not keeping a rare coin. Sometimes the biggest mistake is never checking it at all. But before you start searching every penny in your home, there is something important to understand. Not every 2006 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is automatically worth a fortune. Condition, rarity, authentication, and specific errors are what separate valuable coins from everyday pocket change. Professional collectors carefully examine these details because one small feature can completely change a coin's story. Now imagine opening an old collection passed down from a family member. Inside are dozens of pennies collected years ago. Most are ordinary, but one catches your eye. The date reads 2006. There is no mint mark. The surface looks different. The details appear sharper than expected. Suddenly, a simple coin hunt becomes a moment of possibility. This is why coin collecting continues to attract millions of people. It is not just about money. It is about discovery. It is about holding a small piece of American history and realizing that something overlooked by thousands of people could become meaningful. Some rare Lincoln cents have reached extraordinary prices at auctions, with exceptional examples bringing hundreds of thousands of dollars. Stories of valuable coins, including examples sometimes estimated around the $926,000 range when extreme rarity and special characteristics are involved, continue to inspire collectors to search more carefully. But the real question is this: could there be a hidden treasure sitting somewhere in your own collection? The next time you receive change at a store, clean out an old drawer, or discover a forgotten jar of coins, take a closer look. That tiny piece of copper-colored history may not look impressive, but rare coins have a way of surprising the people who take the time to search. The world of coin collecting is filled with unexpected discoveries, and the next incredible find could belong to the person who simply decided to look. So before you spend another penny, remember this. Sometimes the smallest things can hold the biggest stories. The 2007 Lincoln 1-cent penny is one of those coins that has captured the attention of many collectors because of the mysteries surrounding certain rare examples, unusual minting characteristics, and the possibility that a seemingly common penny could become a valuable treasure when the right details are present. Some rare coin enthusiasts have even discussed extraordinary values reaching as high as $927,000 for exceptional examples with unique errors, outstanding condition, and strong collector demand. But before you throw your pocket change into a drawer or spend your old pennies without a second thought, there is something you need to understand. The difference between a regular penny and a valuable collectible can sometimes come down to a tiny detail most people never notice. The 2007 Lincoln penny was produced at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark located below the year on the front of the coin. Millions of these pennies entered circulation, which means finding a standard example is not difficult. However, collectors know that rarity is not always created by age alone. Sometimes rarity is created by mistakes, unusual characteristics, and coins that survived in incredible condition. And this is where the story becomes fascinating. Imagine millions of identical pennies leaving the mint, traveling through banks, cash registers, and countless hands across America. Most of them become worn, scratched, and forgotten, but a small number may escape damage. Some may contain unusual striking issues, doubled design elements, missing details, or other characteristics that make collectors stop and look twice. Think about it. A tiny manufacturing mistake that happened for a fraction of a second at the mint could transform an ordinary penny into a collector's dream decades later. It is almost like finding a typo in a famous book that suddenly becomes more valuable because only a few copies exist. And here is the question every treasure hunter should ask. What if the rare coin you are searching for is not buried somewhere far away? What if it is sitting inside a container on your shelf, mixed with coins you have ignored for years? The excitement of coin collecting comes from that possibility. Every old box, inherited collection, and forgotten jar of pennies creates a new opportunity. But there is also a warning. Many people spend valuable coins every day because they never learn what to look for. A penny that appears ordinary at first glance could have details that separate it from millions of others. When examining a 2007 Lincoln penny, collectors pay close attention to the condition, the sharpness of the design, the quality of the strike, and especially any unusual minting characteristics. A coin's value is determined by rarity, demand, authenticity, and preservation. A heavily damaged coin with no special features may only be worth face value, while a rare and professionally verified example can attract serious attention from collectors. The world of rare coins has created incredible opportunities for people who take the time to learn. Stories of valuable discoveries remind us that wealth can sometimes be hidden in the most unexpected places. The key is knowledge. Without knowledge, a treasure can look like trash. So before you clean out that old coin collection, before you spend those forgotten pennies, take a closer look. Search for the details. Learn the history. Understand what makes collectors excited. Because the next incredible discovery might not come from a museum or a famous auction house. It might come from your own home, sitting quietly among ordinary coins. The 2007 Lincoln penny may be common in many forms, but the rare examples remind collectors of one powerful lesson. Sometimes the smallest things can carry the biggest surprises, and the person who knows what to look for is the person who has the chance to find them.